Okay, I've got a exceptional Valheim Hilders quest seed right ready for you post Mistlands, post Hilders quest, pre Ashlands. So it's not good for going into the Ashlands for keeping it, but if you want to adventure now until Ashlands, this is a good one for you. If you really like this sort of good sailing with just not too much sailing, but still sailing somewhat, with some nice island clusters that get all of your biomes, go up into the Mistlands here for good progression, and you don't want to be spoiled on anything else, do trust me, this is an amazing seed for all the detail and progression. If you don't want to be spoiled on anything else, you're going to have a lot of fun still. You may click off the video. But if you want all of the good details, I'm going to give it to you right now. Okay, bosses, let's go. Fantastic. Look at that. Hildir, Hilders there. Bone Mass, 2 locations. Moder, Yaglith, Queen. So going up in here, Hilder's pretty easy to get to. A little bit of sailing. Again, it's not too much going from this island to that island, that island to that island, because of the way that wind works. You can easily get your wind on a good day and go from here or from here. And then you can go north or you can go over here. And it just makes things super convenient for reaching the Elder. I mean, there's always tiny islands here. If you go up here and you go straight north, super easy to get there. A lot of really nice rivers too. Look at this massive one. Really cool, especially the stuff around spawn. I mean, the carved sailing and then the longship sailing is going to be very, very fun. Putting cool island bases maybe is going to be fantastic. But we look further out on these islands. Bone Mass looks wonderful. There's Yag right there. Moder, Queen. Of course, this just extends up easy. Landing into the plains here is going to be pretty simple. You just got to go around, thread the needle. Very, very convenient. Or we can just go up in here through here, and that's easy too. Alright. Going further than that, we know the bosses are great. We know the island hopping is going to be easy. Let's now look at the traders. Of course, Haldor and Hildir. Oh, look, there's Haldor. And we go over here, and there's Hildir. Very, very nice. Very easy. Even if you don't want to go through plains, you can thread this needle in the swamp just fine and even meet her before Elder. I will do that there, absolutely. But of course you can go into the swamps just before Elder. Got your quality 3 bronze gear, maybe even quality 4 if you're farming rates or killing oozers for good iron. Get your stone cutter, get your quality 4, not quality 4, level 4 forge, all of that stuff. Get your root set, your root harness. Now you can go through the plains no problem, and this Hildir location is not really too much of an issue. The only problem, the only kind of annoyance, is she is a little far from the coast. So you're going to have to do some running with the chest, with the Megangord and so on, probably just from here. So tiny strip of meadows, really convenient, even if it's close to the plains. You can just run it straight through the meadows and then sail back around, no problem. Super smooth. It is going to be more annoying than having her be right at the coast, but this is a totally fine location for her. Now, the most annoying thing that I've been finding for seeds post Hilder's quest is the specific Hilder's request locations. So, the Smoldering Tomb, Howling Cavern, and the Sealed Tower. Usually you want the Smoldering Tomb to be pretty close, like somewhat that you can access easily, really on your starting island cluster or whatever is convenient to. You don't want one all the way out in the middle of nowhere. Check this out. Look at those locations. There's one here. There's your Smoldering Tomb. Right there from spawn. Pretty smooth. There's your Howling Cavern. And of course there is your Sealed Tower. Really convenient. Really, really convenient. I mean, you could even just run the sealed tower stuff just down to Hildir like that. Immensely smooth. Love that. Now, moving on from that, I want to show you one of my favorite things about the seed. Absolute god tier maypole. Look at that. Look at that. That is beautiful. We've got 3 rivers here, some ocean even in this lake. And the sailing is going to be super convenient out in here. Getting all of your good sailing routes. This is actually just a little river here that you can go through. So nice. I love all of this really convenient sailing routes that you can just get out and around in. And having this type of view, that close to spawn, not too close, not too far from the Black Forest. Very, very good. Speaking of early progression, let's turn shipwrecks on. I mean, do I even need to show biomes only at this point? Look at how close they are to the maypole. Look at that. You got early fine wood here, early fine wood there. You can get yourself some really, really good early fine wood decorations and fine wood bow if you wanted to. That is just phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Speaking of also early stuff, we've got Leviathans over here that we can get early. But more interestingly, we go over here. There's one right there. There's also another convenient one. This is going to be a little bit more convenient, but you don't really have too much incentivization to go over here otherwise. So I would recommend just traveling over here, going around with portals, and you can go up here, and there's a convenient one right there as well. So we have 1, 2 convenient Leviathans. This one is going to be more convenient because you don't have to go near plains really, you just have to get good wind and sail up here. Just exploring, and then boom, you have your Leviathan. Super smooth. Now, getting into the actual deep progression, let's put on tombs, crypts, infested mines. Of course, bone mass swamps usually have quite a bit of crypts. We got some crypts here, there, all in here, all up here, and here. Yeah, this is just Iron Island, man. Look at all of the iron here. Look at all the iron. It's incredible. Of course, just iron scattered here, there, everywhere. Of course, tombs, crypts, infested mines. We gotta talk about the infested mines. They are also pretty scattered in this area, but on this Queen Mistlands, we have 5. That's pretty good. We've got 2 right next to it here. I wish there were some here. No such luck. Also getting convenient, we can sail out from Mistlands pretty easily, hit this Black Forest. We have 2 over here. Not bad. But all of this should do it, unless you have the absolute worst RNG, honestly. This 7 here, that should cover me usually, almost every time. Just pray you don't have terrible RNG. Now, going from there, from the crypts, we also have frost caves. We got plenty of them. You'd think that with all these tiny mountains that we wouldn't really have that many, but luckily enough, a lot of these tiny mountains are conveniently just high enough to have frost caves, and that's the 100-meter mark, so we have 1 there. That's a total of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And the Mac Daddy is Modair Island, and we have 7 frost caves here for a total of 22. That's more than enough for your Fenrir set. Again, so long as you aren't dreadfully unlucky. I'm sure you won't be. 22 is more than enough. You'll get all your Fenrir's hair, so much crystal, and all of that goodness. But talking about frost caves, let's check out the Tetra Lake. Look at this. Frost Cave, Tetra Lake, Haldor, Maypole, right here, right next to spawn. Phenomenal. Phenomenal. I love that. So convenient. So convenient. Let's turn that off. And now, let's look at one of my favorite building aspects. That would be fully camped next to a Draugr village. I make the best sorts of plains farms when we have one of these next to each other. It also makes for a very entertaining faction fight. The question is, do we have it on this seed? And the answer is, I'm not quite sure. This looks like it might be close enough. We'll have to see how the generation works. But if you wanted to just make a mega base, you could totally do it there, and that would work. So that looks promising, absolutely promising. Really high potential for a good build spot. There are also nice lakeside Draugr village there. And let's keep looking out here. See if we find any specifically with really special locations. Doesn't look like it. Seems like they're all pretty regular, and that's fine. As long as you have the one lakeside and the one right next to the goblin camp, then that's perfect. Let's turn these off. Very cluttering, very cluttering. And the very last thing that I want to check, of course, is skulls in the Mistlands, so that we don't really have to engage with some Dvergr shenanigans too much if we don't want to. If we have too many starred mages, you know what I mean? And the answer is, we got plenty of skulls. Oh yes, so many of them. Very good. Now I do believe that some of these are just going to be the ribcage. And I know that some ribcages have skulls, some don't. And then some of these are just skulls. Even so, that's a really good amount. Like if we can assume that 75% of these have skulls, we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we have at least 10 skulls. Very good. Very, very good. That'll get you set up. Alright. That's it for this seed. Man, it is just a phenomenal seed. Again, I'll put up traders. We've got roommate poll. Let's put up Hilder's quest as well. And just right away you can see. Let's get rid of skulls. You can see just how nice the seed is for progression. Love that. Love that. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys some other time. Bye!